It's now time to put everything into practice. I know that sometimes when you come away from a training course, you feel overwhelmed about everything that needs to be done. Hopefully, watching these videos at a time that's convenient to you means that you have the time available to spend thinking about how best to implement these new practices. Above the video, I've given you a few top tips to make sure that you get the most out of this training course. Please make sure that you download all of the materials, including the parts of speech posters, to get you started. In this session, I want us to focus on how we create plans. Download the exemplar planning document. As you can see, it uses all of the games and tips and techniques, as well as more that I haven't mentioned on these videos, to use within the classroom. I've based it on the Gruffalo because most of us have read it, most of us have seen it on TV, and we know how much the story inspires and captures the interest of the children. I understand that all of the parts of speech that I've listed for the Gruffalo wouldn't normally be taught to that age group. However, I just wanted you to see how easy it is to plan to teach all of these different parts of speech, even in a book that's probably aimed around 5-year-olds. Now download the template. I want you to think about what the next main text is that you're going to focus on. I want you to take the time to read through it, highlight and find examples of each of the parts of speech, and think about an active approach that will help you teach that. Now, if you need to start by taking all of the ideas from this course to implement straight away, that's absolutely fine. Hopefully, the dialogue between yourself and others has helped you come up with some new ways of engaging your children. Once that planning document's been completed, I want you to think about how it fits in with your plans overall as a school. Every school has a different pro forma for planning. I know that in my previous school, we had to get all of our plans in a week in advance before we taught them. This was a great way of thinking in advance about what we were teaching. Do you need to have a grammar session every lesson? Or does your school have special grammar slots within the timetable? I would recommend that you try and teach grammar as much as possible in context. That means using a text rather than teaching the skill without having a context to apply it to. You will find that if you ask children just to find and underline nouns in a sentence, that you could probably teach to the text. However, it's much more important to start thinking about what the effect is on our readers. Why has that writer used those adverbs? What does it show about the character? Does it show that they are feeling worthless, useless? Does it show that they are being sly? Does it show that they are determined? You need to think about how a writer has constructed a text and then apply your questioning as appropriate. Look back at the Bloom's taxonomy question sheet from earlier in the course. Use the sentence openers and question openers to help you form a series of questions about any text that you want. The longer you use them, the more it will become second nature. I found that a really good way of getting children engaged in questioning was to buy a set of thinking dice based on Bloom's taxonomy. This meant that I had an understanding dice, an analysing dice, a creating dice. These dice were foam, So they were useful in the classroom just to throw from group to group, and it gave the children 6 different ways of applying a question to a text. We also then spoke about which questions let us find out more about the text than others. Obviously, understanding and comprehension questions didn't really get us thinking about the effect that the writer intended. I hope that you've found all of these tips and tricks useful. I will be doing more courses in the future and hope that you will sign up to all of the different modules available. Thank you.